The title appears to be missing from your message. I'll create the story with a powerful emotional opening and the themes you requested. You can later provide a title, and I can tailor it specifically. The little girl stood alone in the pouring rain, clutching a cardboard sign that had begun to dissolve in her trembling hands. Need food for my dad. Please help. Most people never slowed down. Some glanced away. Others stared for a second before hurrying past. In a city filled with millions of people, loneliness had a way of hiding in plain sight. 8-year-old Sophie had been standing on that corner for nearly an hour when a black pickup truck rolled to a stop at the red light. Inside sat Ethan Brooks, a 42-year-old construction worker whose own life was hanging together by a thread. His wife had passed away 3 years earlier. His son lived across the country. The bills never seemed to stop coming. And after a 10-hour shift, all Ethan wanted was to get home, heat up a frozen dinner, and forget the world for a while. Then he saw the little girl. She couldn't have been older than 8 or 9. Her soaked sneakers squished against the sidewalk. Her thin jacket offered almost no protection from the cold. But it wasn't the sign that caught his attention. It was her face. She looked terrified. The light turned green. Cars behind him began honking. Still, Ethan didn't drive away. Instead, he pulled into a nearby parking lot. Something in his heart wouldn't let him leave. He grabbed an umbrella and jogged toward her. "Hey," he said gently. The girl immediately took a step backward. "It's okay. I'm not here to bother you." She looked at him with cautious eyes. "Are you hungry?" She hesitated before nodding. Ethan glanced at the sign. "Your dad really needs food." Tears instantly filled her eyes. "He's sick." The words came out barely above a whisper. "My dad hasn't worked in weeks." Ethan felt a knot form in his chest. "What about your mom?" The girl's gaze dropped. "She left." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Rain hammered against the umbrella overhead. Finally Ethan said, "Come on." She looked nervous. "I won't hurt you." He pointed toward a diner across the street. "We'll get some food." The little girl stared at him for several seconds before quietly following. Inside the diner, warmth wrapped around them like a blanket. The smell of burgers and fresh coffee filled the air. Sophie's eyes widened at the menu. Ethan smiled. "Order whatever you want." She looked shocked. "Anything. Anything." For the next 20 minutes, he watched her eat pancakes, eggs, bacon, and toast as though she hadn't seen a full meal in days. Maybe she hadn't. When the waitress brought another plate, Sophie stopped eating. "Can I take this home?" "Of course," Ethan said. "It's for my dad." The words hit harder than he expected. Most kids her age would be thinking about toys or cartoons. This little girl was worried about feeding someone else. After dinner, Ethan drove her home. The address led to an aging apartment complex on the edge of town. Paint peeled from the walls. Several windows were boarded shut. The building looked forgotten. Sophie led him upstairs. When the apartment door opened, Ethan understood immediately. A man in his late 30s sat in a wheelchair near the window. His face was pale. His cheeks were hollow. Medical equipment occupied nearly half the room. The men looked startled. "Sophie." "Dad, this is Ethan." The father immediately looked embarrassed. "I'm sorry if she bothered you." "She didn't." Sophie handed him the takeout container. "I got dinner." The man closed his eyes. For a moment, he seemed unable to speak. Ethan learned that his name was Michael. A year earlier, a workplace accident had severely damaged his spine. After multiple surgeries, he could no longer work. Insurance battles drained what little savings he had. Medical bills piled up. Some days, choosing between medication and groceries became an impossible decision. As Ethan listened, something inside him shifted. He couldn't explain it. He just knew he couldn't walk away. Before leaving, he quietly slipped several $100s onto the kitchen counter. Michael immediately protested. "I can't take that." "Sure you can. I'll never pay you back." Ethan smiled. "Then don't." For the first time that evening, Michael cried. The next morning, Ethan couldn't stop thinking about them. He called a few friends. Then a few more. One friend donated groceries. Another offered transportation to medical appointments. Someone else contacted a local charity. Within days, people began showing up. Neighbors brought meals. A mechanic fixed Michael's broken vehicle for free. A pharmacy helped reduce medication costs. What started as one act of kindness began spreading through the community like sunlight breaking through clouds. But the biggest surprise came 2 weeks later. A local reporter heard the story. She interviewed Sophie. The segment aired on the evening news. Viewers across the state watched the little girl explain why she stood in the rain. "I wasn't asking for myself," she said. "I just didn't want my dad to be hungry." The story exploded. Donations poured in. Thousands of dollars arrived within days. Then tens of thousands. People from every background contributed. Teachers. Truck drivers. Retirees. Single parents. Veterans. People who had never met Sophie or Michael. Many included handwritten notes. One read, "I know what it's like to struggle. Keep going." Another said, "Your courage reminded me there's still good in this world." Michael read every single one. Sometimes through tears. Sometimes with disbelief. Months passed. The donations covered his medical treatment. Physical therapy became possible again. A specialist offered services at no charge. Slowly, painfully, he began regaining strength. Then came a day no one expected. A day Sophie would remember forever. The rehabilitation center was crowded. Doctors stood nearby. Nurses watched quietly. Ethan sat in the front row. Michael gripped a pair of support bars. His legs shook violently. Sweat covered his forehead. The therapist nodded. "Whenever you're ready." For several seconds, nothing happened. Then Michael pushed upward. The room held its breath. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3. He was standing. Not perfectly. Not steadily. But standing. Sophie's hands flew over her mouth. "Dad." Tears streamed down Michael's face. The therapist steadied him. The entire room erupted into applause. Ethan found himself crying too. Not because Michael had stood, but because he remembered. The hopeless man sitting alone in that apartment months earlier. The men who thought the world had forgotten him. The men whose daughter stood in the rain because she had nowhere else to turn. And now dozens of people were cheering for him. Reminding him that he mattered. Reminding him that none of us are truly alone. A year later, life looked very different. Michael had regained enough mobility to work remotely. Sophie was thriving in school. Their apartment had been replaced by a small but comfortable home. The financial crisis was behind them. Yet the most important change wasn't material. It was what happened every Saturday morning. Michael and Sophie volunteered together at a community food pantry. Rain or shine. Holiday or weekend. They never missed it. One afternoon, a volunteer asked Sophie why she spent so much time helping strangers. She smiled. Then pointed toward Ethan, who was unloading boxes nearby. "Because someone helped us when he didn't have to." The volunteer nodded. Sophie thought for a moment before adding something else. Something that would stay with everyone who heard it. "My dad says kindness is the only thing that grows when you give it away." Across the room, Ethan looked up and smiled. Maybe that was the secret after all. Not wealth. Not status. Not power. Just ordinary people choosing compassion when it's easier to look away. Because sometimes changing a life doesn't start with a grand gesture. Sometimes it starts with a man stopping at a red light. A little girl holding a soggy cardboard sign. And a simple decision to care. The world often feels divided, rushed, and indifferent. But every now and then, humanity reminds us who we really are. One act of kindness becomes another. One helping hand inspires hundreds more. And a stranger's compassion becomes someone else's miracle. That is how hope survives. That is how lives are changed. And that is how ordinary people create extraordinary endings.